The Los Angeles Realtor accused of flooding a client's home and refusing to help. Yeah, we're talking about that as well as price reductions, Bay Area 10 county report, and luxury home of the week. Let's jump into the luxury home. Here we go. Boink. All right. The luxury home of the week is this guy right here. Only $39 million on the always fun Pebble Beach. It even has its own little mini golf course there. Look at that little putting green. 7 beds, 10 baths, 7,455 square feet on 3.16 acres. Crazy. Look at this. I walk that beach once a week. At least I try to walk it every week, but that's a great view, especially if you're on a drone. Yeah, that's beautiful. Look at the nice little walkways. Yeah, if you know anybody, let me know. I love to do this job with Tim. This is not my listing. This is a listing from, I think he's Coldwell Banker down here in Carmel. And this is just beautiful. Look at that. It's amazing. It's funny how we looked at white painted cabinets as the cool mode right now, but nowadays it's the wood veneer. That might be real wood, but it looks like it's veneer. Little wine room. That is amazing. Look at that beautiful view. Gorgeous house. It has one of those steel roofs that you see those a lot in snow and hurricane areas, but it's great for high wind areas too. So if you're a golfer, this is a great place for you to sack up on the weekends. If you want to know more about it, let me know. We can arrange a showing. Okay, price reductions. This one right here is a paltry $1.149 million or 1.150. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 1960, 1,687 square feet, and yeah, it's pretty small, dated. This is in 95111. It looks like it was updated and fixed up for show. Pretty tight little area. It looks like they took out a wall to make a larger great room, if you want to call it that. I think the kitchen on that other place was larger than this whole house. Yeah, cute little cabin looking. I want to call it a ranch, but I don't even know. Let's see where this is. Oh, it's on the other side of where I used to live. So I used to live right where? Oh, I used to live over here, further down. So yep, Maui Drive, Kauai is in the Hawaii area. So it's a nice home for 1.1, but it's been on market for 63 days, and they just recently reduced it $50,000 because it's not selling, it's not moving, and it's clear indication that that's something you have to do. Let's take a look and see if this was the original list price was here. I don't know if they'll do that on this. Yep, this has always been 39 million. So 40 times the house. I don't know, but you're getting a location. Okay. Realtor who appeared on $1 million listing accused of flooding client's home and refusing to help. Well, here's the problem, right? They listed it for $2 million. They found him on $1 million listing, and they're like, hey, this guy's got to be the real deal, right? but they took it, and I'm sure this is an accident, right? This is an accident. I'm not saying that this agent did it out of malice or had forethought of this. I'm sure it was just an oversight, but he left the fireplace on. And I believe the whole house got up to 135 degrees, and the sprinkler system went off. And the neighbors were calling the owners and saying, hey, what's going on? There's a bunch of alarms going on. Your house is flooding. And of course, the sellers are freaking out. Now, here's the worst part is that the sellers bought another house, and they called this agent and said, we want you to sell this house because we need to sell it and buy the other, or start making payments. We don't want to have two mortgage payments. Well, after this debacle, now the company, the brokerage, is pushing back and saying, no, it's not our fault. It's not something we're going to take care of. We're not going to help you out. And now the buyers or the sellers are stuck between a rock and a hard spot. And the way the contracts are set up is that the seller can't force the buyers out of the contract because this happened during the escrow process. So it's still the seller's responsibility, right? And because the way it's set up on this other house, the buyer's house, is they can't get out of contract on that because, well, that has nothing to do with the fact that they can't sell that house or close on that house until all the repairs are made. That's not the seller's fault on the other house that they're buying. So on top of this, to make things even worse, the seller still has to pay the commissions of $100,000. There's $200,000 worth of damage, and they're stuck between having to pay two rents or two mortgages, and they're pushing the buyers off. Hopefully the buyers would pull out, but probably not, because all the repairs have to be made. That's an insurance claim issue, but it's also the fault and negligence of the agent. And the agent's saying, nope, not our fault. We're not going to take care of it. Sorry, da 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 da. And if you read in here, they also said that they showed video coverage of the agent coming in during that time, turning on the fireplace, either an open house or a showing, turned on the fire. And I think it's just like a gas fireplace, right? So it's a heating fireplace, a gas run fireplace. And when that agent left, they didn't turn it off. And that's when it got hot and just cooked off the whole house. The fire sprinklers went off and caused all this damage. So there's smoke, there's water damage, there's all this stuff, $200,000. And now the sellers are going to have to sue. They're saying that they have to sue. This is all supposition. This is all from a report. I can't say this is actually what happened. I don't know the backstory. But here's the thing. We have something called E&O insurance, and E&O insurance has to take care of this. And maybe it's the due process of how we handle E&O. I've never done something like this, so I wouldn't know. But I would feel really, really horrible if that happened to me. I do checks and balances, making sure that lights and doors and windows are all locked up before I leave. As the buyers leave, I go, I'll be right back. And I go and check and double check, make sure that nothing ever scandalous happens. Fireplace, unfortunately, it happened. I can't say that I can't say that it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing, but I can't say that they're doing it out of malice, right? I would say if that was me as the agent, I would probably be losing months of sleep. Couldn't sleep, massive stress, don't know what to do. I know that it would be me at fault, but because the way the brokerage is coming at it is they're saying, it's not my fault. It's not our fault. We're not to blame on that. Now, apparently where they are in LA, wherever this is, they can tell you specifically what hours the gas meter is being used because it's a smart meter. So, they went away for the weekend, the sellers went away for the weekend, and then the agent showed up, turned on the fireplace, and left. They have video footage of him turning it on and not turning it off, showing the house, and then leaving. And then the gas meter shows the hour by hour usage, and it was 000 all the way up until it showed, until the showing happened, and then it just kept on going. So on top of that, the sellers have to pay the gas bill of all this to make things even worse. What do you think? Is this something that, how would you handle this if you were the seller? And how would you handle this if you were the agent? Yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, 10 county sales report. Not a whole lot to talk about. We're still all under from last year, except for Napa. Napa actually came up a little bit, which is good because all last year, Napa was kind of suffering. If you look, they came in, they were always like the lowest. And this last week, they had a good punch. Santa Cruz came in 85% of list price of last year. Doesn't mean that the sales prices aren't going up or not, but anyway, Solano, the average sales price is $581,000. So if you're really struggling to buy a house, maybe you look at Solano. Just saying, because here in Santa Clara, the average price of a house is $2 million. It's a far cry from $581,000. Sonoma is probably a little bit more. On average, you're looking at $1 million. That's the average of that week. The average sales price in Sonoma last year was $900,000. So there you go. Sonoma has Petaluma, Santa Rosa in it. It's a nice, more country, but it's a nice place to live. Solano is north of the Delta, and it's a little bit further to go than even Alameda County. Contra Costa County, $968,000. That's just above Alameda. So think about it. If you have questions about where you want to go, let me know. This is an average, so I haven't averaged that out yet. For the next week I will. And then this is, it goes based on negative or subtracting last week's from this week. So this will be all set up. But there's your close for the week, where average sales volume is 234 million. We had 339 closes this last week in 10 counties. That's a lot less than last year. Let's take a look. 2023. No, I didn't count the numbers then. But February, we're 496 over 2 months. So that's about right. Okay. So there you go. All right. That was it. 13 minutes. Today we talked about luxury homes, list price reductions in Santa Clara. Realtor decided not to make good on something they did, supposedly, and the 10 county Bay Area report. I'm Vito with Abitano. We'll see you out there.